Let's go to the hotline. Talk to the driver of the number 31 Exide Batteries and Wolfpack Rentals Chevrolet on the Camping World Truck Series, James Buescher. Hey, James, how are you?
I'm doing all right. How are y'all doing today?
We're all right. What's happening in your world?
Not a lot. Just getting ready for Kansas this week. Listening to y'all talk about the chocolate peanut butter Buckeyes.
Oh, man.
Those are actually really good.
Thank you, James. Thank you.
She's just trying to do something to make her feel a little better about the word Buckeye in general in the aftermath of what's going on at our, home states, institution of higher football learning.
I understand.
Yeah,
Yes.
It's not a good thing. How are you? What's been happening? We haven't talked forever, it seems like here.
It seems like it's been a long time. We've had a couple races since the last time I talked to you, and I think it's been over 2 weeks since I talked to you.
Yeah, I think it has.
We had a really fast truck last time we ran in the truck series at Charlotte. Our Exide Battery Chevy was I think the truck to beat, and we beat ourselves. We had a mechanical problem with our alternator, and had to come in and change the battery out, and couldn't run any of the fans, and just wasn't getting any charge to the battery, and just beat ourselves, I think, and we still had a pretty decent day coming home fourth, and we battled back. So then it was on to Iowa and the FOE Chevy on the Nationwide Series, and had a really decent day there too, and finished in the top 10 again. So, I think the last couple of weeks kind of been on a roll, and hopefully after an off weekend we can keep the roll going.
Yeah, absolutely. I got to tell you, I didn't know until after the Truck Series race at Charlotte the extent of the issues that you had gone through. It seemed to me like you'd had, a fairly uneventful evening, and certainly a very good truck finishing fourth, only after the fact when I found out that you'd had to change batteries and gone through all that rigmarole. Man, you guys really must have had a great truck to overcome all that.
We had a really, really fast truck, and, we pitted to change the battery after the alternator had broken, and we had, I think, maybe 10 volts, which you're supposed to be up around 13 or 14.
Yeah.
And to keep the motor running right, and to be able to run all the blowers that we run to cool the tires, and to cool the brakes, and cool the gear, and all those things that get so hot. And, the cooler they are, the better they run. And we weren't able to run any of that stuff for the last 60 or 70 laps. And on top of that, right before the last restart, I think it was around 15 or 20 to go, we, I guess, ran over something or cut the sidewall somehow, and had a slight leak in our left rear tire. And the end of the race, the left rear tire was pretty low. So figured out afterwards why the truck had gotten so loose at the end of the race. We fell back pretty far. I think we fell back from second to, I think, 10th or 12th, and then came back up to fourth once the tire got a little heat in it, and race pace picked up. So, it was an eventful evening, and still got a pretty decent finish out of it with a fourth place. I'd say decent. Fourth place is a really good finish, but we had a lot better truck than a fourth place truck. We led a lot of laps early on, and came back from a lot. So, we're taking the same truck to Kansas this week, and it seems like every time we have the Exide paint scheme on our trucks that we run really well so far. I mean, it's only been 2 races, but Daytona and Charlotte, we were really, really strong, and I think probably the class of the field in both, and just ran into some issues. But hopefully it stays the same at Kansas this week, and if it does, we might consider painting all of our trucks blue.
Yeah. I mean, why not? Superstition. There are worse things in the world than superstition, especially when it's working.
There's a lot of superstition in NASCAR, and I don't think that's just our team. I think it's all across the board for sure.
So off to the plains of Kansas this weekend. How's that track treated you in the past?
That's actually the first race last year that I ran in the 31 truck for Turner Motorsports, and it's actually the exact same truck that we ran last year. And that truck's just been really strong anytime we take it to a mile and a half. We ran it at Darlington earlier this year and finished in the top 5, and ran it at Charlotte, like I said. And it's just been a really good truck for us. And, it started at Kansas last year, so we should expect the same this week. And we had a really strong truck battling up for the lead and ran out of gas with 8 to go. So I don't think speed's going to be our problem. It's just we just need to not beat ourselves and get the finish I think we deserve. And maybe if we're a fifth place truck, if we finish fifth, I'll be happy. But when we're the fastest truck there, hopefully we'll be able to pull off the win.
I know I say this to you every week. I said it to you at the tail end of last season when I ran into you in the garage or out on pit road as well. It's got to happen pretty soon. I mean, you cannot run as well as you're running week after week after week and not grab the brass ring here one of these weeks.
Absolutely, and our team really exceeds on the mile-and-a-half tracks. And like I said, the truck that we run on most of the mile-and-a-halves, we run the same truck just about every week that we go to one of these style racetracks. And it's our strong suit. So I think the first one might end up being on a mile-and-a-half. And even though I feel like our super speedway program is really good, and our short tracks is where I feel like I'm the best. So sooner or later, I would hope to see our 31 truck in victory lane, and hopefully it'll be this weekend, right where we got it started last year. So that'd be pretty cool to make happen, or even next week when we go to Texas, my home track. So it doesn't matter where to me as long as we get there. And I think we have a team capable, and everybody that supports our team at Turner Motorsports has helped us out a lot, and it's been a good year so far.
It occurs to me that maybe you just need to stop saying sooner or later and just cut it right down to sooner. We want it sooner, not later.
Yeah,
not waiting any longer.
For sure.
Okay. All right.
But it's been a pretty good several weeks for us. In the last three races, I think we've climbed from 20th to 7th in the standings. So we keep those races going like that, we'll be right up there in the mix for the championship again. And we got a lot of racing left to do this year.
No doubt about it. All right, we'll see you out there in Kansas this weekend. Best of luck to you, and we'll talk again next week, my friend. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
You bet. James Buescher, ready to roll in the Exide Wolfpack Rentals Chevrolet for Turner Motorsports on the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series.